welcome to my channel. My name is Sarah. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing a full skincare routine that I've been trying out using just products from Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree has been stepping up their game with skincare products, hair care products. Within the past couple of years, they've had several new brands that they have like varying things for, like the names. I think some of like their bath products are under the brand Bolero. There's Be Pure. Those might actually be the only two. Recently, I've been just seeing so much more than they usually do. Like typically, it's just like very basic, like not really going with the trends at all, but they've been coming out with some new stuff. I didn't get this stuff, but I think it's under the Be Pure, they had some makeup, and I've never heard of that brand. I don't know, I don't think it's sold anywhere else, so I think it's like a Dollar Tree exclusive. I don't know, they're really stepping up their game, and I've been wanting to try these things, so I decided I would get one of each things to create a full skincare routine and start using them and bring you the results to see what I think about them, if they irritate my skin, how well of a job they do. So before I dive into that, I would really appreciate if you could give this video a like, thumbs it up. It really helps out my channel as a small channel in the algorithm. You should also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. I try to do a lot on affordable products. Okay, now I have 5 products that I'm going to talk about, and I will tell you first off, my normal skincare routine does include an SPF. However, the SPFs at Dollar Tree, at least my Dollar Trees, only are the body ones that are like thick and globby and will definitely leave a massive white cast. So I will say it's like a full skincare routine minus the SPF, but I didn't want to put that in the title. So, and most people don't wear SPF daily, so this is like the simpletons skincare routine. So the first product I'm going to mention is from the brand Bolero, and this is their cleansing face balm. It's the Aloe and Agave. So their packaging is cute. They have like different color schemes for all of their different products, and I really like it. What's interesting about this is it says it's a balm, and you know, typically a balm is like not jelly-like consistency. Like I don't know exactly, it's almost like a wax. It's like a very specific thing to be a balm, and this is definitely a jelly. Like this is clear gel. I don't think a balm would do that. I am a mess. It's only the first product. Okay, so definitely a gel, not a balm. So that's the first thing that I was like, okay, that's kind of weird that they're calling it a balm. You could have just said cleansing face gel cleanser or something like that. So if you get this, don't expect it to be balmy at all. And on that note, I feel like a balm, the consistency that a balm is typically very oily, so that it helps to break down makeup, which is like what you want a balm to do. It's when your normal cleanser can't get all of the makeup, especially like eye makeup. Like I primarily use a cleansing balm if I have a lot of eye makeup on, because my standard cleanser, it will take like a few passes in order to get it to melt all of it off. If there's waterproof eyeliner, waterproof mascara, you know, like things like that. I use this several nights in a row, and I will say it works just fine on like face makeup, like foundation, blush, bronzer, those types of things. But it did not do great on eye makeup, which like for me is why I would want it. It didn't, like I had waterproof eyeliner on, waterproof mascara, and as I was rubbing it, like the tails of my eyeliner were still there, and like it took a while to rub this in and get it to actually like dissipate. It felt like it was just like a normal gel cleanser rather than a balm, a cleansing balm that's like made for breaking down makeup. It is scented. I think it smells really good. It smells really clean and fresh. My skin typically doesn't react to perfume or fragrance added to products. I know for a lot of people it does, and it might also depend on how high up on the ingredient list it is, but I think this smells really good, so I don't mind it. So it says aloe and agave on the front, and I will say those are the very last 2 ingredients in the ingredient list. It's not like a super long ingredient list. And I actually went through each product that I'm going to be talking about today. I went through all of their ingredients lists and did a Google search to see if they were harmful, because I know like it can get a little risky when you are buying super cheap products. You don't know what's in it, if they are like horrible chemicals that are bad for your skin, or if it's just full of all kinds of junk. But these ingredient lists actually seem relatively small for such a cheap product. There's a few ingredients that I listed down in my notes app that I wanted to talk about because I tried to research each one, but unless I like really dove into every single one, it would take a long time and this would have to be like a completely different video. But the one like red flag kind of ingredient is it has like acrylates or C10-30 alkyl acrylate cross polymer. When I looked that up online, I did see that it can be considered a microplastic. So they were saying it's technically safe for skin, but it is a microplastic, which I think is actually pretty common for balms, or not uncommon. Cleansing balms is they have little microplastics so that when you wash it off, it does go into the water supply. It's not great to have in your skincare. I don't think it's bad for your skin necessarily, but not like an ideal ingredient to have. However, I'm pretty sure microplastics are in a lot of skincare, even really expensive ones. There's also sodium hydroxide, which when I was looking that up, people said it has to be in very small amounts. And there are 3 ingredients after sodium hydroxide in the ingredient list, so it is towards the end, but since it is supposed to be in such small amounts, it's like a little bit to know that like aloe and agave are on the ingredient list after that. If this has to be in such small amounts, you know that the aloe and agave in this are significantly small amounts, you know? So I am going to continue using this. I'll probably just use it for standard makeup days when I don't have waterproof or anything really difficult to get off. I don't know that I would actively promote it. I'd say it's about as good as just like a cleanser. If you only wear like face makeup, or if you just really want a cheap option, I think this could be worth it. Personally, I won't be repurchasing it. I'd rather spend the money and get like an actual balm that's gonna break down waterproof makeup, but it's not like a horrible choice. It does a decent job. You just really have to work at it. Something I also wanted to mention about all of these products just in general is that I'm doing this video because I love that there are now options for people that don't have a lot of money. I know like drugstore prices are increasing and like, the world is crazy about makeup and skincare right now. Like it's a massive industry. Realistically, not everyone can afford expensive skincare. And even more realistically, not everyone can afford even drugstore skincare because the prices are increasing, things are getting more expensive, and for like a full routine, if you really don't have a lot of money, spending like $10 on each product, it's really not doable for everyone. So I love that there are at least options at the Dollar Tree. Okay, moving on. This is also from the brand Bolero. This is their Soothing Facial Gel Cleanser, and this is Rosewater and Aloe. So this says it is for all skin types. It claims to be soothing. It also claims it's paraben-free, dye-free, and finished product is not tested on animals. With that specific language, I feel like they're saying like individual ingredients may have been tested, but like this final thing didn't. So like probably not cruelty-free, but you know, I mean, it's a very similar consistency to the Balm. So like it's like a thick-ish gel. This was not bad. The first time I tried it, it's just like kind of a standard gel cleanser. I would use it more so in the morning than I would at night, again, because it didn't break down makeup tremendously. So it's fine as like a morning cleanser when you're just trying to get like your previous night's skincare off. It's not great at removing heavy makeup. That's why I typically go for foam cleansers at night anyway, like regardless of the product, because they do a better job of breaking down makeup than gel in my personal experience. This is definitely not bad. Like I would use it in the morning if you don't wear makeup. It'd be good morning or night. It's 2.5 ounces, 75 milliliters, $4.25. So it's a really great deal. It's a small bottle, but it is also great for travel. Okay, so one of the ingredients in this list that I kind of put a red flag on is sodium lauryl sulfate. When I was reading about it, it said it shouldn't be used around the eyes because it shouldn't be used in areas where like absorption is high. I couldn't find like a ton about that. It seems like it's another product that like it's fine in really small amounts as long as it's like a wash off treatment, but like if you're using it on your eyes, it could get in your eyes and could be irritating and damaging. It sounded like, I mean, if I'm going to be using a cleanser, I'm going to be using it on my eyes. So, I mean, if you're looking into trying this product, I would definitely look into it more heavily than I did. Another is the Cocamide Mia, M-E-A. It says it's safe at concentrations of 10% or less as long as it's a wash-off treatment, and it is higher up on the ingredient list, so that is why I put it as a red flag. It is the 5th ingredient in the list, so it's definitely higher. I mean, it's higher than like Rosewater and Aloe, which again are at the very bottom of the ingredient list. So that's why I put a red flag, because if you're supposed to be using it in concentrations of 10% or less, seeing it so high up on the ingredient list makes me kind of worry a little bit that it's gonna be irritating to the skin. So that's just something to look into. So moving on to the next product, we have the Bolero Facial Hydrator. This is Kiwi and Hyaluronic Acid. It says it's a hydrator. I saw the bottle and definitely thought that this was like a facial spray, and it's not. It's a moisturizer. This is the consistency. It's like a not too thick, not too thin, pretty just like standard, honestly. I would use 2 pumps, and out of all of the facial products, this was one of my favorite because this actually seemed to hydrate my skin decently well. It also smells amazing. Again, Kiwi and Hyaluronic Acid are the last ingredients on the list. It may not have like amazing hydrating ingredients in it, but it has like, it's a great standard moisturizer. And honestly, I have tried some moisturizers that are less hydrating as this one, but it is just not matching up to the game at all. This is very, very light. It feels nice, smells really good. This is 1.7 ounces, 50.2 milliliters, so a great deal for $1.25. So this is honestly something that I would say it's good in general, not just for being at Dollar Tree. I'd say this is like a really decent moisturizer. I mean, I don't know how much hyaluronic acid is actually in there if it's the last ingredient, but hyaluronic acid is supposed to be very moisturizing and like retaining moisture to the skin. There's an ingredient in here that I flagged. It's carbomer. This as well is something that I saw on some websites that was calling it a microplastic. So even though it is approved for skincare use, you know, it does, if you wash it off, it does wash into the water supply. Again, I think you should definitely look more into that. And I am by no means any kind of expert on ingredients. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a dermatologist or anything like that. So these ingredients I'm just learning about from a Google search like anyone else. So if you're like really thinking about buying these products and something I've said sounds alarming to you, definitely do some more research. Don't take my word as, you know, truth, because it could be perfectly fine. Who knows? They all have fragrance, and fragrance or perfume is about halfway down the ingredient list, so at least it's not like high up on there. This also has squalane, which I was impressed with because I feel like that's an ingredient that you don't see in a lot of super cheap moisturizer products. And it's the 4th ingredient, and I believe that squalane is a very hydrating ingredient, so maybe that's what's like why this actually works pretty well. Okay, very interesting. All of the other products from the Bolero brand say they are distributed by Bolero Home Decor in Sarasota, Florida. But the moisturizer says it's distributed by Raw Sugar LLC. And if you Google that, it's the brand Raw Sugar. They must use their factory to produce this, which maybe that explains why it's my favorite, because it does have like a more reputable brand producing it. I have no idea, but that's just really interesting that this is the only product and everything else is distributed by Bolero Home Decor. Now the next product is the Bolero Watermelon and Sweet Mint Facial Mist. This is a hydrating facial mist. So the way I've been using this is as a setting spray. They didn't have any other kind of like makeup setting spray. And I don't often just spray my face with like a hydrating spray if I'm not wearing makeup. Typically I want some kind of mist to like help set my makeup and just make everything blend better into my skin. So I can't specifically speak to how hydrating it is as a product because it's not like I'm using it as a moisturizer. The ingredient list for this is probably the shortest of all of the items. So I love the smell of this. The mister is honestly not that bad. Honestly, I've tried some drugstore setting sprays that the misters were worse, where it's like larger particles coming at your face. So it's not like the most fine mist that I've ever had, but it's honestly like not bad at all. You get 4 ounces, 118 milliliters for $1.25. So honestly, that's really nice. Even if it's not made to be a setting spray, I find spraying anything on my face tends to help, at least with like powder products, to look a little bit more blended into the skin. And since this is so cheap, I'm fine with just like pouring it all over my face so my face looks super dewy. This is another product I would recommend. And honestly, this is a bigger bottle than some of the drugstore setting sprays I have sitting in my drawer right now. truthfully, I probably will repurchase this if I go through it all. The last product I want to mention isn't necessary for a skincare routine, but I saw them, I've been using them, and I've been loving them, so I thought I would add it in this video. And all of the products I've already mentioned are from Bolero. This one is from Be Pure, and this is the Non-Medicated Blemish Patches. So there are a ton of acne patches out on the market. There's like Starface, there's COSRX, there are a lot out there. Mighty Patch, I've tried a few different ones, and honestly, they're hit or miss for me. I tried some from Pureology that came with my product, as well as from Shop Miss A, the AOA brand. The AOA brand ones, I don't care for at all. I don't think they worked at all. These actually worked like decently well. I was absolutely surprised because it's 24 count for $1.25. I have not seen any acne patches that are this cheap. They're generally pretty freaking expensive. Starface pimple patches, 32 count for $14.99. Mighty Patch, you get 12 for $7. So back to this, cheapest I've ever seen. These actually work. An issue I found with some of the other ones is that when I put them on and I take them off in the morning, it doesn't look like it's absorbed anything. Like the pimple looks exactly the same. I just used these a few days ago. I had a problem area on my skin and I put it on overnight, and when I took it off in the morning, it had like opened up the pore. I was able to cleanse and like get all the gunk out. I used them like here and here. I try not to pick at my skin, but sometimes it's just like too irritating that I have to do something. So what I'll do is I'll put one of these on overnight, take it off in the morning, and then it's opened up my pore enough to where I don't feel like I'm super irritating my skin to like clear the pore and the nastiness out. I haven't seen these at Dollar Tree very often. Like when I bought this, that was the only time I saw it. So if you see these, get them, because it seems like either they're being bought out or they're just not in store very often. Comes with 24 and you get different sizes. I've only really been using the small ones. So these, I highly recommend. I will be repurchasing. On that note, that was the last product that I wanted to talk about today. Honestly, I was expecting much, much worse. I don't think I'll be able to list these things in the description as far as like links. I will put the names of them if you do want to take the list and like go to Dollar Tree and check it out. Honestly, just walking around Dollar Tree and like checking out the different products they have is so much fun. So that is all I have to say today. Once again, please like this video, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I will hopefully see you in my next video. And if there's anything you want to see, please do comment down below. Thanks.